Tubman real quick because he mentioned her and I'm actually a big fan of hers. So I want to address that. Let's talk about Harriett Tubman. If you watch her movie and if you read her book, Harriett Tubman was baptized with the Holy Spirit. Harriett Tubman would go to the north. She was in Delaware. No, she was in Maryland. She would have to get through Delaware to get to Philadelphia. And when she hit Philadelphia, she was free. This woman moved by God. Her husband did not support her, and he left behind and married another woman. A lot of her own family didn't support her, and she still went back and got as many people as she could. And let me tell you something, it was white folk who helped her. When first of all, people don't even know this, she was actually a general in the Union Army. And she led a bunch of northern white folk to fight against Democrat Confederates, to fight for our freedom. Let's be clear.
Say it again.
Democrats.
Say it again.
Confederates.
Democrats.
First of all, Martin Luther King was a Republican.
Well,
Malcolm X was a Republican. Malcolm X said, if you vote for the Democrat Party, the ones who promise you and promise you and promise you and don't deliver, you are a political chump.
And a traitor.
That's what he said.
Your race.
That's what he said. So these men that we talking about, these leaders on Martin Luther King birthday, if he's seeing what black people are doing right now, he'd be rolling in his grave because he had a dream that we would unite together, not divide and be racist and talk about whiteness and white supremacy. And let me be very clear. White supremacy ain't never hindered nothing I got going on in my life. I eat good every night. I got a full plate. Being black don't change nothing. I work hard for everything I get, and not a person can stop me. Mind you, I got a felony. Mind you, been to jail. Mind you, had abortion, did it all. Grew up in the hood, dropped out of school and everything. And I still got a lot more money than those who are college educated, but still complaining about the white man. The white man don't stop nothing on my plate. So this white supremacy, I will never acknowledge it. I'm not going to acknowledge that, because they're white, they're better than me. I'm lit regardless of what color I am. Always lit. Born lit, gonna stay lit.
Well, they say when you sit in shit for so long, it stops smelling. I get it.
Hold on.
So, I get it.
You would know because that's what you're doing.
Okay,
so, all right.
They say when you sit in shit for so long, it smells.
I don't know nothing about that, but you would know because that's what you doing, sweetie. That's why you can acknowledge white supremacy and whiteness because you know you love the white man. That's why he better than me. He needs to stop being better than me because if he too much, he doing too much. He owns too many businesses. He got too much money. The white man better than me. He has to stop because I can't do it because I was suppressed. Let me tell you something. Even when we was suppressed, we were still actually way more wealthier as a black ratio than the white community. Had schools, businesses, and everything educated, full blown, without ever having to knock on no white man door for nothing. So I will never sit and point the finger and say, because they're white, they're better than me. That's for birds and losers. And I'm not that. Sorry.
Can I reply?
Am I hold on, y'all. Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Now, because I want to get these questions out, and I really want to talk about this. Now, it's good that we're having dialogue. I want these emotions to kind of calm down because we need to be able to say what we need to say with our words and not with our emotions. Now, Bevelyn said something earlier about we're wealthy. You're absolutely correct. We were wealthy at a time where we were billionaires. We owned planes. We owned banks. We owned all these things. But you have to remember, I believe that town, it was in Greensville or Greensboro, Oklahoma.
Oh, God, Black Dog.
But that town was burned down. Wait. Listen to what I'm saying. It was burned down by white individuals. Okay. Now, with that being said...
Who burned it, though?
We have continuously...
Who burned it? Who burned it?
White people burned it.
Yeah, but guess what? It was white Democrats, a.k.a. the KKK, because they didn't want those wealthy black people to overflow their land. On top of that, they didn't want them to vote because most of those black people that you're speaking about in Black Wall Street were Republicans. They didn't want them to vote. So that's why they would noose them. They would hang them. It was the KKK and Democrats who suppressed them. Hey, they were called Dixiecrats back then. So if we're going to do, this is the thing. If you're going to just say white people, this is where the enemy is going to be able to trickle in and the lies are going to get stirred because nobody's identifying there's a difference between the white men in the South that were back in that time and the North. That's why black people flooded to the North because even though white men were there, they weren't looking to kill them. They let them live freely. It was white Democrats who came for those black folks.
Let me say this.